out. Hey, 17-0, baby. You better get them ready. Yeah. Every week, bro, we come in, we put our mask on, we just take this all motherfucking time. This all goddamn game. This all motherfucking out. Yes, sir. Hey, it don't take too much, man. Get this while it's hot. It's gonna take a full team effort.
He's been hit. He's sacked inside the 30.
Ready.
The Eagles take over on downs.
Wow. On the ground. And a first down. And a ton more. Barkley. Touchdown.
Get that fight going, man. He better take the ball away, man.
It's intercepted by Blankenship.
Offense, keep that ass down, man.
Goodbye. Another one.
Hello.
There we go. How's everybody doing? Friday night hangout. Appreciate you guys. I'm already seeing the comments. Y'all are the best. You know that. The hype video gets me fired up every single time. That might be better than the Ravens one. But naturally, we have to play it this week because we're taking on the Commanders. But again, I will say thank you so much to every one of you. Super chat here from Fanny. Appreciate the 5 bomb. Let's go. Congratulations on reaching 90,000 subscribers. Blessings upon blessings. Here's to 10,000 more. Happy holidays from my family to yours. Fanny, thank you for that. Very much appreciated. Appreciate all of you for the congratulations. Like I say, could not have done it, obviously, without every one of you, the 90,000 plus. It's crazy. It's just, I'll never get used to it. Y'all are the best. And the fact that we're less than 10,000 away from the YouTube plaque is pretty insane. So on that note, we are going to give away a helmet tonight to somebody. We'll get it. We'll do it a little bit later. It'll be either a Saquon Barkley signed helmet or a Jalen Hurts signed helmet. So whichever one you prefer. The Jalen Hurts is Kelly Green. It's right back there. The Saquon one is actually in another room, but I do have it. So you could pick and choose whichever one you want for whoever wins. All you have to be is sub to the channel to take part. I'm going to spin for another one later. There's also a special giveaway to subscribers coming down the line. So you guys know as many as possible. I should say, shout out officially, of course, as always, the official sponsor of the Philly special show. Cannot do all the giveaways without their help. And, it's just, it's amazing. It's unreal, quite honestly, all the giveaways that they have partnered with. There's a really big one that is going to take place for the game stream, or during the game, I should say. But it'll come out in tomorrow's video or Saturday, depending on when you're watching this. The next video that drops, courtesy of Underdog. And if you're not signed up already, as always, make sure to get signed up. Use code PhillySpecial. Scan the QR code. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Can take that and go ahead and parlay it. Make another pick, another selection. If you win that, then you can win big, as you guys know. Non-stop giveaways, non-stop promos. There's also a special one for the college football playoffs that are coming up. So right now, they got their college football playoff progressive. You can see it on screen, obviously, but you start with, literally, you just insert $5 play. For those that are available to you, $5. Insert $5 for a lineup. You play that, you get a 10% profit bonus or profit boost. As soon as you do that, then they automatically give you a 25%. You play that, you get a 50%. You play that, you get 100%. So, little incentive taking place, obviously, to take part in the college football playoffs, but nothing better than that. For those in Pennsylvania, you do have the draft options open, which I've shared on the most recent video as well, but I've done better, quite honestly, there than I have for the actual pick'ems. But nonetheless, we still have the pick'ems, and I will share it. My official plays for the game. Curious to get the thoughts of everybody else here, and we'll get into all the Commanders talk. Got the injury updates and everything else, but again, as the shout out to Underdog, as always, I'm going with the Q interception. Maybe I'm idiotic for that. Maybe I should stay away from it. At some point, he's going to get an interception. So I couldn't help myself but to go ahead and put Quinyon Mitchell, get an interception, Brian Robinson as 14.5 rushing attempts, over. Feels like this will be a run-the-football type of game. Both teams, but run-the-football type of game. But I feel like Jalen Hurts will have that sneaky passing yards because they've opened things up with the empty sets. I think that Washington's going to try to stop Saquon more. I don't think that they necessarily will on the ground, but I think they'll go more of an emphasis there. And so I'm kind of doubling down from last week's plays because we were trending in the right direction until Saquon got injured. So surely 12.5 receiving yards. You remember last time against Washington, little dump off over the middle. He ran for 40 after that. So just need one. I mean, just a minor screen pass. But Washington's given up a lot of receiving yards to running backs. You go look at their last 3 games, dump offs, kind of easy completions there. So the hope would be Saquon. And still think that Jalen could get over 195 on the passing yards because we've seen it's been much better. So we'll see. I mean, a 25 multiplier, it's worth a shot. I also took it without the Quinyon interception because, it's a little bit aggressive, I suppose. But if you want that one, feel free to tell it. Yes, everybody say the big matter of time, the mustache. Appreciate that. The mustache lives on. That's where we're at. J.C. Kirk, yes, Washington allows 127 rushing yards a game. That's also another one. If you want to take Saquon over rushing yards, don't blame you at all because it should be a solid day. I felt like I'm going with this one because it seemed like it was an absolute lock until Saquon got injured last week. So we double it up and just add the Q interception. On that note, I will say we've got the official updates, injury updates and news. And let me try to get this here on the screen real quick. There we go. Got this one here. So for the Eagles, officially, if you've not seen already, as you're hearing the pups probably in the background, probably package delivered, but injury report, A.J. Brown is good to go. We can rest easy. We can take a deep breath. He'll be all right. There was a minor scare briefly because it was like, oh my gosh, he's limited participant. Knee popped up on the injury report yesterday. Landon Dickerson with a knee, also limited, but no designation. Not even questionable. No concerns. Good to go. Bryce Huff will not play. So you see that there, officially out. Limited participant all week. He did say that his wrist feels much better. He got the surgery, has a lot more mobility and everything else, but he will be out. The one that's a little bit more unusual is, and Sidney Brown, you can see also, concussion, questionable there. And but the one that's unusual is Britton Covey because last week he got in full practices and he was out with the neck injury. This week he's gotten in more full practices, yet he's out. He's designated with a neck injury. So I don't know if it's just precautionary, but it feels like you would have had limited participant instead of getting in actual work. So I don't exactly know what's going on there. It's kind of strange because they're not putting him on IR or anything. So he's able to play, but for some reason designate him as out. And I don't know, just something to monitor. Doesn't make complete sense. Jesse says Bryce who? Come on. I mean, I get that we haven't seen him forever and it makes sense, but come on, Bryce who? Bryce Huff could make a decent impact. I'm not saying that he's going to be, game changer completely. Is it Bryce Hoof? What? No, it's the fact that he could be out there and make just an occasional situational pass rusher. Because I brought that up on one of the shows recently, and I said, hey, look, Bryce Huff is not going to be the guy, right? But that's the beauty of it is that Nolan Smith has played at the level where you don't need him to be. And so fine, you're paying him a lot of money, too much money probably to say, well, let's go get 10 snaps a game and be a situational pass rusher. But that's where you're at this year. Now, next season, you could have a totally different story. You could try to have more development. He won't be injured. He'll have a whole nother offseason. Maybe you can get acclimated into the system and feel more comfortable. But right now, just ask him to be the situational pass rusher on a 3rd and long. Heck, imagine the playoffs, as I said too. You get him in there. It's not the end of the world. Worst case, Bryce Hoof. Bryce, huh? These are good. I like it. Not as much confidence, but these are good. Abram can't wait for Josh to get the Zack Baun haircut plus facial hair combo when we win the Super Bowl. That's probably not happening. I think I've said that before. The Zack Baun haircut, the bald, is just probably not going to happen. It took a little bit to get my wife okay with the mustache, but yep. Going bald would be something completely different. Jorge Huff will be back in the role he had in New York, sounds like. That's where I feel like, quite honestly. Alex, is there a giveaway for first touchdown score guest this week? There is not. but there's something a little bit bigger. It's a little bit I don't know, maybe a little bit riskier, I suppose, but I don't know. Well, you'll have to see the video tomorrow, but it's pretty wild if it actually happens. So we'll see. Let's see. Elias was saying limited reps on pass rushing downs. Pat saying AJ probably going to be a decoy this week for the most part. Interesting. I don't know about that. Does anybody else believe that AJ is going to be a decoy for the most part? It's an interesting theory, interesting thought. I believe he's going to play, as we saw in the injury report. He said it. He's fine. Sure, he got a limited practice. I highly doubt that he goes out there and it's kind of like, just going through the motions. Maybe a slight decoy. You've got Marshawn Lattimore. He'll be out there. But even though Marshawn Lattimore had a good game against the Saints, he doesn't really scare me as much as going like, oh, he's going to shut down AJ. He's going to limit him. AJ's not going to get anything going. Marshawn Lattimore's not at this same level anyway of what he was. Mario planning on buying my first Eagles tickets for the Kelly Green game against Dallas. How good are the general admission standing tickets? It's a good question. I have not actually watched in the standing tickets. Should be a good game. Speaking of, not your average says, yeah, the decoy is the injury report. See, that's what I'm believing more so. Is it Andrea or Andrea? Commenting to help. Okay, there we go. I would say as far as those tickets, by the way, members going to do that on the Friday night hangout. I will have one next week. So for people wondering, questioning Christmas week and all that, there will be the Friday night hangout, which is the last Friday of the month. So we will do the ticket giveaway then. All you got to do is be a member, of course, for the channel, but a special shout out to you guys. Tyler with a 10 bomb. Let's go. Says, I know he fumbled last week, but who do you trust more at punt return, DeJean or Covey? I trust both, but damn, DeJean does look a little bit more dynamic. Yeah, you're probably right. If I had to pick and choose as of right now, who's got the potential to break one, either like completely score a touchdown or to break one for a longer run, I'd probably say DeJean. DeJean. But I'm just more concerned about the injury factor, quite honestly. Like, the talent and the ability is there. No one's going to knock that. I would be surprised. Like, are there a few people here, really, is there anybody here that believes that Britton Covey would be the more dynamic punt returner? Because I think there's a lot more, and myself included, that would say I would prefer for Britton Covey to be that punt returner so that there's not injury or a risk of injury to Coop. But yeah, Tyler, it's a great point. I mean, what you've seen, it's very, I think it's very difficult to argue against that. So he says both. Let's see here. Who is the... Oh, Fanny says Zay. It would be not... I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him right there, sure. He's worth a shot. At least protects the injuries, but... Yeah, JC, going back to the AJ comment, potentially a decoy with Lattimore being out there. Still see Brown getting targets. Honestly, see a bigger role with Calcaterra in the passing game. He's proven himself in the passing game. That he has. Shout out to Grant C, man. Like, he had zero catches and 0 yards against the Commanders last time. But he had a huge play because he recovered the fumble that DG put on the ground. This game should be a little different. Dallas Goedert, obviously, still out. Looks like the earliest that he would return probably would be Week 18 if they were to do that. I don't know if they'll bring him back early, get acclimated, then be good to go for playoffs, or they just wait. Be interesting to see. But yeah. Jason believes they'll doubt they'll use AJ's decoy. Would be a waste. Definitely spread it around. Keep the commies guessing. I think so. Jeremiah, do you ever do a members-only live? Well, I do a members-only for the Zoom call. That's for the Hungry Dogs tier and higher. So we do the Zoom call at the end of the month, the last Friday of the month. kind of a special perk. And then obviously, like I say, for the tickets there. Not seeing a whole lot of, not surprising, but yet I don't think I've seen anybody yet that says Covey is more dynamic, which is fine. And there's some that prefer it to be Coop. It's also true. Jesse, though, crash test Covey should be back there. He's less dynamic, but more consistent. Eagle Nation, what are the keys for the Commanders to get the win? I'll get to that one second. I got this other super chat from Wes, the 10 bomb, another one. Appreciate it, dude. Says, hey, is there a giveaway? I watch your vids every day, and have a happy holiday. Thank you. Means a lot. There is going to be a giveaway a little bit later. Going to do either whoever wins gets a Saquon helmet or a Jalen Hurts helmet. Either one. They're both signed. Jalen, as I mentioned, is the Kelly Green, and Saquon is the Midnight Green. Probably give it another, 20, 30 minutes. Just let people trickle in or find out. That's why it pays to sub and, turn the notifications on. Because sometimes there are giveaways that are in the videos, but a lot of times, I like to do more of a live and then be like, all right, hey, we're gonna give something away. All right, let's see. Alex, of course, I'll still have the regulars. If you've been subbed, you are eligible to win. It just gives you an extra entry if you're a part of the live. Grant C, yes, rocking the stash too. Just John said yes. It's kind of cool. Let's see. Oh yeah, Clayton Covey was number 1 in the league last year. That he was. Sometimes you can get, I guess, bounced a little bit. Frank from Philly, I want to win that dang con helmet. I know, I hear you. You've been waiting almost a year. Maxwell with a 2 bomb. There we go. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds, baby. We got that one. Big game. Big game coming up. I kind of think that this one might be a little closer than the Baltimore one and the Steelers one. I don't know if I'm alone on that or people are thinking it's going to be a little bit closer. Just divisional matchup in Washington. Big. It's high stakes for both teams, but I don't know. I could see them playing fairly close. Eagles win, but just playing fairly close, being a tight game. See, Adam, Josh, I have you on in the background while studying for a promotional exam. Got you on the TV even when I'm not completely listening. Can't wait to see you get to 100K. Adam, I appreciate that. That means a ton. And good luck on your promotional exam. I don't know. It sounds, I don't exactly know what that is or means, but like, if you're having to study for it, I guess it sounds like it's fairly difficult. Hopefully not. But best of luck to you. Simo with a 5. The belt wasn't big enough last time. Commie fans keep thinking Lattimore will be the problem. I hope we put these guys to bed. 275 plus yards. Hurts, and then 115 for Saquon. Man, if we put up those yards, I'm all for it. It's going to be freezing cold, though, at the game. I think that it was, what was that? It was a wind chill of, I think it was like 20 was what I was looking at. Like 7 a.m. is it going to be like in the teens there, and then it's slowly going to warm up a little bit, but still a freezing cold game and wind chills. So yeah, it'd be great, if you put up that type of an offensive performance. I've been leaning back for part of me is like, okay, it won't matter. You got the running game. You're just going to ground and pound. They can't stop it. Saquon, big game. Or they commit so much that, Jalen's able to take advantage of the passing game. But then there's another side where I could certainly make the case that you have a lower scoring game. Like, 17 to 13. That feels like, I don't know. Feels like an extreme. Granted, it took us until the fourth quarter to score 20 points. So, only had, 6 before that? I don't know. I guess we'll see. That's why they play the game, of course. JC's going 147 and a touchdown for Saquon. 4 receptions for Grant. 4 of them. There we go. 8 and a touchdown for Brown. 5 for Smitty. Hurts rushing touchdown. My gosh. So we got between the 12 and 17 receptions between AJ, Smitty, and Grant, and Hurts rushing touchdown, and Saquon touchdown. I mean, that feels like it feels like a 20, 28, 30 point-ish, somewhere around there. All right. I like it. Let's see here. I was missing on this other one before I get to the Cool Rains. The anniversary was awesome. We had a great time. Of course, for anybody that did not catch it, I posted and shared the video. But if anyone did not, Tuesday, the reason we did not have the hangout was anniversary. Of course, next week, it's a lot of Tuesdays now, I know recently, but next week is going to be Christmas Eve, so I will not be doing a live stream, probably understandably. But yes, it was our anniversary, and we had a great time. We got to go and see Gladiator 2. That was, believe it or not, that was our first movie, because kids and then COVID before that, and so like no movie theaters. The first time in 4 years that we had been just us. We've gone like 2 other times with couples, but the first time just us to go to the movie theater. So it's wild to even think of it. Like, we started to go back through, and then my wife was like, "Hey, you realize it's been 4 years?" But we made it finally. It was good. It was a solid movie. I wouldn't put it up there near of, like any sort of top ranking, but it was good. Jason with the 20 bomb. Dude, appreciate it. Says, calling it now, Coop and both Quinyon and Nakobe with an INT this game. Keep up the good work, my man. Go Birds. Go Birds. Appreciate it. Both of them. See, I was just going to say one, but both of them, and it feels like, I will say this, it does feel like we have this conversation just about every single week. But the longer this thing goes, I mean, surely the odds say that one of these guys are going to get it. The counter argument to that, though, is that Jaden Daniels doesn't throw very many interceptions. So, I don't know. Clayton, yeah, the line is 3.5 for a reason. Jesse, Washington, solid team. Can't overlook them. I don't think this game they will. Ernie says, can see this game as a field goal game. JC, FedEx Field always worries me for potential injuries. Horrible field. Well, it's Northwest Field now. So remember, it's not FedEx Field anymore. I know it's just a name change. Semantics there. But some would argue that maybe you've gotten rid of some demons. At least it's not MetLife. It's not the same standard as MetLife. We can say that. Tyler, imagine we beat them and Atlanta wins against them next week. Atlanta could steal the 7th seed. They could. I was playing around with the ESPN playoff predictor, and it's kind of, I mean, it's dangerous because you can go down a rabbit hole, obviously, and start picking all these other things, but there is a world where the commies do not make the playoffs. So they want to get this one naturally just because it's like, hey, Philly's the top dog. You listen to their press conferences. They see it. They know it. They're trying to prove something wrong. I don't know if Brian Robinson, like, I guess he means it because, for anybody who's played sports at any level, like, you want to buy it. You believe in your team to a certain extent, but for him to go out there and be like, oh, yeah, we believe we're the better team. We're the better team for sure. We just shot ourselves in the foot. We would have beat Philly. It's kind of like, man, even if you believe that, the fact that you verbalize it, now it's bulletin board material. I could see it potentially. I haven't heard of it being reported, but I could see it as, the Eagles players, they get that message. They're like, all right, cool. The whole MJ, and I took that personally. I don't know that they did. I'm just saying it would be something that you could certainly use as extra motivation. Not that the squad needs it, but you're like, all right, cool. Your top running back thinks that that's the case. Let's prove him wrong. Mohamed Saquon needs to rush for 250. Bro, if he rushes for 250, like, what's he going to need at that point? You got 2 games remaining after that. He'd need, what was the total? He would need, like, what, 160? Something. I'm not great at math. Somewhere around that. Between 2 games. Seems possible. I'm just seeing Joel's, by the way. 485, Barkley 315, AJ 230, Smith 189. And I don't even know if the math exactly adds up there, but even what you're saying is like, sure, let's go have 700 yards of total offense. Eagle Nation, Josh, what do you oh, what do the Commanders need to do to beat us? Am I Rocky thinking there should be no way they beat us without a big flop from one of our major stars? That's a fair question. I could be wrong. I guess you could use that for a disclaimer for anything, but to me, it feels like the Eagles are for sure the better team. Going back to B-Rob's comment, to disagree with him, the Eagles are the better team. And if you look at Washington's schedule, they've beaten most of the, you could say, bad teams or just the mediocre teams, average teams, whatever. So like Washington is a pretty good team. They're not a bad team by all. They're a pretty good team. But it feels like when they go up against a team that has better players than they do, they struggle to win those matchups. Like sometimes it just comes down to one-on-one. You got to beat your man in front of you, and they just haven't been able to do it consistently enough. So that's the part to me where I'm like, yeah, if you play up to your potential, they shouldn't beat the Eagles. But again, we could still go with like, hey, it's the NFL. It's a week-by-week league. It happens every time. Us, case in point, obviously, with the Carolina Panthers. I mean, super close game that should not have happened. But even last week, I mean, the Commies kind of got lucky or fortunate. You don't say lucky, but fortunate that the Saints don't convert on that 2-point conversion, because they're a one pass that kind of hit the receiver in the hands, guarded well, tough pass. I know it's not a like, hey, it hit him in the hands, he's wide open, but it still hit his hands, and he just doesn't make the play. So 1 2-point conversion at the very end of the game, where all of a sudden you're like, wow, the Commanders just lost. They would have lost by 1 point. It'd been 21-20. So, yeah, I think it's unlikely, but still, there's a chance. I mean, in the world that if they were to win, the way that I would see it happening is if the Commanders run the football, if they're able to be effective at running the football, because that's where it starts, and then all of a sudden that opens up things for Jaden Daniels, because you have to be concerted effort now. Brian Robinson is running all over the place, and you're going to have to throw in a couple turnovers, I believe. Like if no turnovers happen for the Eagles offense, I just don't see the Commanders offense being able to capitalize enough against this defense. So it's a decent place to be in. You're relying on them having to make some plays, but it's every single game. Anything can happen. Abram, yeah, Kami's not making it would be massive. See, what I want to happen, though, and I'm sure a lot of us would be here, because Diana says, yeah, I believe we'll be the number 1 seed. We need to get the 1 seed for a couple reasons. Obviously, for home field advantage. I really don't want to play the Commanders a third time. I still think that we would beat them, but if we get the 2nd seed, then it's extremely likely that the Commanders are going to be the 7th seed. And if you beat them here, then you've beaten them twice, and you got to play them a third time. And I think everybody is well aware of the whole danger of playing a team a third time in a row. Again, I'll say we can beat them. That's not, not saying like, oh gosh, if we play them a third time, we're going to lose. It's just the concern of like, you play a divisional opponent in the playoffs for a third time. The familiarity, just a little bit extra anxiety inducing. Simo with a 5. Appreciate that. Also, our defense will hold them under 21 points. JC will lift Daniels in the air like he did in college, like Simba from Lion King. That is the most iconic clip, I think, certainly for JC. But I mean, his play there to wreck the offensive line and then just one arm pick up Jaden Daniels. Yeah, he gave him, I think he gave him a joke or gave him like a little shot in the game last time and kind of joked about that. Like, hey, I took it easy on you. Didn't fully take you down or embarrass you. The Commanders are going to have an answer for JC, and I don't think that they necessarily have one. It's a tag team effort, but he was wrecking the O-line last time. So, yeah, you're right. I don't see why this defense can't stop them to under 20 points. They haven't allowed 20 points since the bye week. It's crazy. Say it every week, but since the bye week, have not allowed 20 points. They're only giving up, I believe, 14 points per game, maybe a little bit under, but 14 points per game since the bye week, which is there's just no words for the level of play that this defense has been at. And they continue to get better. I think we said it on the last live stream, but that's what gives me like the biggest reason for confidence in the squad is the fact that the defense plays like it does. Because one thing, of all things, but defense travels. So if you can rely on your defense, and you can rely on the running game, and in cold weather, which is going to be this weekend and probably going to be games in the playoffs, unless maybe we're the second seed, then you play Detroit in a dome. Still, like, I'm confident we can beat Detroit. On that note, though, there was a DM that I got about the Lions not playing a game, or not playing more than one game outdoors, as Maxwell with the 10. Okay, look, I apologize because sometimes we get off and I'm going sequentially here. So I'm just seeing this now. It looks like it was a little bit ago, so apologies. But Maxwell with the 10 Philly Special Show memberships. So 10 of you guys entered into the ticket giveaway next week. Maxwell the GOAT, the legend. It just seems like it's like every time that I'm being like, oh, there's Maxwell. Pat got one. J. Ross, Kinetic Katana. Nate, Justin Lee, Private ETH. Elbert, Darian. Why did I lose that person? Hold on. Darian, Ace Jory, and Cairo Tunser. I don't know if I said that correctly. There you go. Bang, with a 10 bomb. Appreciate that. Yeah, everybody, Merry Christmas, Maxwell. Santa showed up early. It's Maxwell. Jason Roberts, welcome to Let's Run It tier. Individual member, but there you go. Automatically into the ticket giveaway for next week. Man in back with the 5 bomb here says, have you seen the NFL films of Nick's college coach? Gives great insight why Nick has a great win percentage and his beliefs of coaching. I have. Yes, that is a really good call out. I probably was going to put together, I don't know, maybe some sort of short or just a short, like a much shorter video talking about it, but I have. It's just really good. If no one's seen it, go search. It's on NFL films, as Man in Black says. Yeah. Totally worth the watch. It's incredible. I love stuff like that. Some people I know, it's like, they don't want to do as much of either the documentary or like the behind the scenes stuff. Totally cool. But yeah, the extra insight, psychology of how someone's thinking in a certain way or what their beliefs are, it's definitely worth the watch. Jason, member for 7 months. Let's go. Says not long till our anniversary. I expect a movie too. Okay. Which one you going to? If you could choose, as of right now. Maybe it'll change. And 20 more. Maxwell. Oh my gosh. Did the 10 and now 20. Like I said, I guess it's true. Santa in the form of Maxwell. Gifted 20 of those. Christopher, MBF, or MBV, Young Chancellor, Tyler, Mike, Andrew, Dylan, Sammy That Bull, Byron, Michael, Trenton, Ruben, Charles, how's it going? See you there. What's up? Merry Christmas. Hope you're doing well. XO, Josh Creel, Stephen Kaufman, Thunder Bien, Babel, TM, Relaxing Times. Man, good gosh. It's appropriate. Clayton, you're using the Nick Foles, I should Saint Nick emoji, but it's appropriate for Maxwell. So if you want a depiction of what Maxwell is or who Maxwell is, yeah, Maxwell's the man. Another 10, oh my God, just keep them coming. We've done what, 10, 20, 30, 40 of them right now? That's why I say it's just like every so often. Like, oh, well, where's Maxwell? Well, there's Maxwell. Yep. Appreciate that. Thank you. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everybody else. Mr. Scorpio got in. Tight end 1 Gaming. Greg Smith. Luke Skywalker. Olive Tree. Mark D. Josh Ransom. Chloe Christine. Avia Mitch, I think. Eduardo Rees. That's true, JC. Is it Santa or Oprah? It may be. It's one of them. That's for sure. I really should. I should just designate that one as the Maxwell emoji. The Saint Nick. Appreciate that. That's incredible. Yes, as Pat said, just allow gifts if you're wanting one. You go down to the well, it depends on what you're on. Like I'm on the computer. So if you go down to like the dollar sign emoji, then you're able to choose or select to allow gifts, and you can also like buy memberships or share memberships. Abram, this is a good question here. Who do I think is going to win the Cancun Bowl? The 40 Winers or the Cowgirls? Man, I don't know. I'm really hoping that I'm hopeful that the Niners can stay in it at least a little bit. I know it's basically impossible anyway, but my only hope is if they can stay in it quite long enough where there's like a little bit of hope, then maybe there's a chance that they can put up a fight in San Francisco against Detroit. It could end this week, right? Like, or not end, but it could help this week with Detroit playing in Chicago. It's an outdoor game. They've only played one game outdoors. I don't think that it matters a whole lot. Injuries are definitely significant, but to me, it's like if Detroit was a team that people question of going like, oh, they're soft, like they don't play physical, they don't bring it, things like that, then, I might argue that, okay, you get them outdoors and they're not going to be able to live up to that standard. I don't think that they're that type of team. Like if it's a cold weather game, I don't think I go, oh, well, they're not going to be ready. Like they won't show up. If anything beats them, it's going to be the fact that the Eagles are a better team and the Eagles don't have the injuries that Detroit does. So that'll be more of the impact. But it's fair. It's definitely a good point. I would say please just keep the Niners in it just long enough to give them the false hope, beat Detroit, then they're out of it. Who cares? Dallas is not really going to do us any favors, so they could just lose. That's fine. Let's see. Where was the other one? Oh, Elbert. Thank you. You like the hoodie? Yeah, it's got to rep the Super Bowl, of course. How about doing a hoodie giveaway for Christmas? It's interesting you say that because there might be, I won't confirm, there might be something that has to do with that in the video tomorrow. So stay tuned for that one. That's not the only thing. Anthony DeBona in the house. Good evening, everyone. There we go. The man himself, Mr. DeBona. I can go ahead and share that Anthony and I will be, should be. I guess I shouldn't confirm anything official 100% because kids and schedules and life and everything else, but should be recording. So that'll drop tomorrow in the video. Preview for the Commanders, what to look out for, injury updates, all the good stuff. Extra insights from the man himself, which, of course, as always, if you're not following him, you're missing out. You would miss out on a ton of this extra info that you would get a lot quicker. So just follow @DeBona NFL. That's all you need to do. On X or Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Brian Weaver the 2. I would love your help to elevate my channel. Well, hey, I'm totally up for. I try to give insights, tips. I'm not an expert by any means. I'm learning every single day, but I'm more than welcome to share tips, tricks, learned experiences, anything else. So always up to help. Appreciate the do. Feel free to DM or usually X if you're on X. That's the best way to get a hold of me. My people know that are on this stream. Yes, people know, but people know all over the place. I'm on Instagram. I just don't check it very often. So if people have messaged me, sometimes I'll even respond and then they respond back and I don't get back to it for forever. So I apologize. I'm terrible about that, but X is better. X is better for trying to respond to things. Let's see, somebody was saying, rooting for Brock Purdy. You basically have to at this point. Supreme Rich got the same hoodie. There you go. Who doesn't appreciate a good hoodie? Dinell, Josh, you checked out my underdog pick. I have not. I don't know if you've messaged me on Instagram. I have not seen it yet, so I apologize. I will try to go and look at it. I was sharing earlier some of the picks though, so I will get back to it eventually at some point. Dash the 6 heard you're giving away a car. When is that happening? 1 million subscribers, but we'll give away a car. 1 million subscribers on the channel, we'll give away a car. There you go. Make it happen. Let's see. Frank, we haven't won a helmet yet. Yeah. Anthony with the interesting take, but I would agree with him. Anyone that prefers a zip up prefers zip-up sweaters over pullover hoodies is a Cowboys fan. My question on that would be, what would you classify that Kelly Green zip-up sweater thing? Is that a zip-up sweater? Anthony knows what I'm talking about. A lot of you guys may know what I'm talking about. But whenever I wore that to the game, like, I'm just saying, I might prefer that over a lot of hoodies. I don't know if that's in the same category, but did I just find a loophole? Frank says a car. Look, if this channel somehow amazingly, I don't know how, but yeah, if it somehow got to 1 million subscribers, I would figure out a way, because I would just imagine that at that point, I don't know. Okay, all right, it's a pullover quarter zip. Okay, yes, the jacket but see, I was making sure, because it's all right. It's not full blown, so I can understand that. Yes, I'm pretty sure I could talk sponsors into it or figure out something if it was 1 million subscribers. And I'm so confident that it will not happen that, but sure, if it somehow, someone could save this if they wanted to, and if at some point it ever did, I would figure out a way to give away a legit car. We're not talking about, like, I don't know which one, but there you go. John M., I like a zip-up hoodie. Got a nice one when I went to the game week 2. Devonta says Josh would be crying. What are we talking about specifically? Either the car or the 1 million subs or what? I don't know what that would actually take place. Maxwell, Josh, who are you rooting for in the college football playoffs? That is a good question. I am rooting for... I'm probably rooting for Georgia because of all the Philly dogs. Like, that's just the natural inclination of, like, okay, you see their passion, energy, everything else. So I kind of want them to win. Ultimately, though, like, whenever I watch those games, a lot of times I'm going to root for the underdog because Baylor's not in it, of course. But because they're not, I'll usually just root for the underdog. It's cool to see some upsets. I know that Georgia's the one outlier to that. But I don't know how Carson Beck's arm is, like the injury that he suffered. So I don't follow it very closely. I probably should. He may be good to go. I have literally no idea. But I just know that he got injured and watched that game previously. So he hasn't been great. I mean, we'll call it what it is. Even when he's been out there, he's not been near the player that I think we were promised at the beginning of the season. But sure, I would say if I had to pick one team, Georgia. My daughter's name's Georgia, not because of that, but it just so happened. And then the Philly dogs. I mean, why not? Let's see. Teo, do you think the Vikings or the Lions could lose 2 games? Well, they only need to lose 1. So, yes, I do. I think the Lions certainly can lose 1 game. I think they could lose the last game to the Vikings. I think the Vikings could lose to the Packers. There's a couple other games as well, but you just need them to lose 1. So I believe right now, if the Eagles win out, if the Eagles go 15-2, they will be the 1 seed. I would be very surprised if that does not happen. Let's see. I'm going to get to this other super chat. Sorry, I was going to the first one. But Man in Black with another 5. Appreciate that. Cooper DeJean went to my high school. I don't know what, I guess just the acronym for that. But sadly was graduated before he was in high school, the same hometown. That's pretty legit, though. I'm trying to think if there's anyone like... Yeah, I don't think I have anyone like really famous or cool or whatever that went to a high school. I could say my twin brother. Sure. That's legit. It was a little bit smaller high school too, so guess there's nothing there. Elbert with a 2. Christmas wish, a first-round bye, and a Saquon rushing record. Okay, but this might be difficult here, but let me separate those two. If you could only choose, I feel like this will be overwhelming, but just in case, if you could only choose, do you take a first-round bye or do you take a Saquon rushing record? You can't have both. If you could only choose one, which one do you go with? Feels like it's a guarantee, but I'm curious if anybody's going to go, nah, we don't need the bye. Let's get Saquon the record. Pat's still on the. Oh gosh, Pat's still on the the car. Yeah, give away a car, but forget to mention it's 1/10 of the scale. Now, if we did it, like I say, it would be legit. You get it, yeah, Clay. You get a car. You get a car in the Oprah voice. Maxwell Boise. There you go. See, there's an underdog. No, I know lots of people are going to go Penn State. It's fair. I don't mind rooting for him, but yeah, usually it'll just be going for kind of an underdog, some a little either less known, not as expected. So I would be fine with that. Sure. Maxwell, my twin is. I actually don't know. Don't know if he's identical. I know that's strange to say, but we were told for so long that we were not identical, and then when it was revealed like 2 years ago that my mom actually didn't know 100%. So we might be, we might not be. We look a lot alike. He's come on the stream before, but Wes, the giveaway is going to be soon, just in a second. We're just talking about any of the news, the injury reports, concerns for Sunday, predictions. By the way, I'll mention this real quick on the Jalen Hurts topic. So many people, by the way, real quick, I should also point out as people are sharing who they went to high school with. Okay, Brandon, is Carson Beck out for season? Okay, I saw it was a bad arm injury. I just tells you how much I'm keeping. I'm like, all right, well, whenever the game comes along or once it gets really close, I'll find out. Let's see, where was... Oh, Elias went to high school with Kyle Emanuel. There we go. Dan Campbell. Hassan Reddick's from my hometown. All right. Heck yeah. Supreme Rich went to high school with Brandon Shell. Is it Shell or Snell? Gage went to high school with Rachel McAdams. Hunter with Brett Veach. Pat went to school with James Palmer. Shout out to Underdog, by the way. James is with Underdog. Sarah McNabb played for your college. Syracuse. All right. I can appreciate it. DJ Savage went to school with Saquon. So you were there at Penn State? This shout out to Whitehall. That's legit. I mean, college is a little bit different. Like, I went to Baylor whenever RG3 was there. So, I mean, I guess we could throw that out there. But I was just curious. High schools, a little bit more. Elbert, you would say rushing record. So the question I was asking, yeah, you take first round bye or rushing record. Elbert says rushing record because it's been around for so long. It would be super cool. Maxwell, why not both? No, you can get both. I was wanting to see which one do you pick. And it looks like a lot of first round buys. John, you're correct. It is what Saquon would want. Jeremiah goes with both anyway. First round buy. Elisa says Saquon. So I guess, yeah, the Saquon, lots of buys from everybody. Buy, first round buy. Jorge says rushing record. All right. Mostly the buys, but there's a couple people out here, that's fine. Fanny, Micah Parsons played football against your nephew in Cleveland, Ohio, and their school beat them. Oh, okay. He had to be insane back then. I didn't watch like high school, but I would imagine he had to be insane. Carlos, if I ever get Hurts interview here, I'll reach my goal of 100,000 subs. Yeah, I'm hoping to reach it a different way because it's probably not going to happen. Joe Damasciano, I hope I said that correctly, says, thank you for the gift. Happy holidays, everyone. There we go. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I think that was one of the, 40 gifted ones from Maxwell. Or was it Kevin? Kevin with a 5. Let's go. Look at that. Kevin gives it to Gage, got one. Wes got one. Alfredo. Colo. Oh, there's Joe. Okay, Joe got it from Kevin. Kevin Gordon. That was your Christmas gift. That's awesome. All right, let me get the giveaway here geared up. ready to go. As I'm doing that, we can do any score predictions. What are the thoughts there? What are you going with? Is it a high-scoring game? Is it a low-scoring game? Somewhere in between. You feel like the Eagles win, naturally. Although there's a few, occasionally, people that will not. That's fine. I think the vast majority, though, is Eagles win. All right. Let's get this. Okay, and then starting now, as long as you comment anything in the comment section, it could be your score prediction, it could be whatever, but, score prediction is cool. If you want to do score prediction and why you think it's going to be that, or who the MVP is, or whatever, that's fine, but you don't have to. Just any comment in the comment section is going to get you entered into the giveaway for the Jalen Hurts helmet or the Saquon Barkley one. Whichever one you want. They're both signed. As I mentioned, Saquon is the midnight green. Jalen is the Kelly green. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Obviously, you do have to be subbed to the channel, so that makes a difference. And I will let you pick. Now, it could be someone who's not on this, but I'm giving extra entries to people part of the live stream as well. And we've got a lot more giveaways. But again, thank you guys. Could not have got to 90,000, obviously, naturally, without y'all. But y'all are the best. So. All right, let's see. What are the score predictions to start out with? Yeah, I knew there'd be a couple that say anything, and that it works. That's perfectly fine. You can certainly do that. All right, we got Dynel 34-28, 34-10 Michael. The Razor, your cousin is related to Jalen Carter. There we go. Cameron, uncle played Kobe in high school and had his nose broken by him. Jeez. Yeah, that probably wouldn't have been a fair matchup. Can't imagine anything would be, but at that level, the discrepancy sometimes between like future NBA stars. Not your average collector, 30-17. Maxwell, 34-18. Patch is going to say, I predicted we win. That's fine. Johnny, 28-17, 34-17. Got a lot of birds. I can appreciate that. I'm just double checking to make sure. Is there anybody that took the Commanders here? Is anybody that's concerned? So far, you don't have to, by the way, don't comment multiple times. It doesn't give you multiple entries. So just so you know, I'm seeing the comments. Clayton just says comment. There is basically, I don't think that I've seen one yet. Which I agree. Timothy says Washington's not scoring over 20. Virtual God, Josh, do you still have concerns about Jake Elliott? That's a good question, too. I don't. Not right now. Coming away from this game, we may if he misses. But so far, I feel like, okay, you know what? He said that he's getting things back on track. He's hitting the ball well. He's confident. He made his kicks against the Steelers. One of them was a 48, 49-yarder that he made, and then the penalty, so then they got closer and only had to kick a 43-yarder or something like that. But he made them. Didn't miss any at all. So, yeah, I've got confidence in Jake. Devonta, 55-10. I mean, not even in the 40. 55-10? Something like that happens. I mean, good gosh. It's over. Everybody just forget about it. It already feels like that. But Andrew R. feels a blowout happening this Sunday. Johnny, if they did... what is that? Oh, bounce for this channel, just saying. That's all good. Clayton, no, you're fine. It's all good. No, you're watching your toddler before bed trying to listen to you. No, I get it. It's all good. Let's see. I missed a member here. Where is that? SK8R. What is that? Skate Rat, I think. I don't know if that's what it would be. But Skate Rat, welcome to Let's Run It tier. The membership there automatically entered into the ticket giveaway. That'll be next week, next Friday. You don't have to be present to win as a member, but it automatically gets you there. So, LA Kid, I'm going to get your super chat also. Went off on a tangent for that one as well. But appreciate the 5 bomb. Says a lot of y'all owe Josh Sweat an apology. Many wanted to get rid of him last year, and he's been balling. Hope we can keep him and Milton. It's a fair point. Philly, if we get 55-10, I'm not doing that. No, we're not giving away the car. If we get 55-10 and I can get to 1 million subs, but then I will. Yes, I know. I struggled with the Skater Rat. Or is it just Skater? No, it's Skater Rat. That's true. Sweaty's been playing really well. Pressures, Nolan's been helping. It's like the complementary pass rush. They're all kind of in the right area. So if you're getting more of these sacks when they're starting to get that point. Oh, bounce. Okay. Yeah, I see that, John. Appreciate that. You didn't have to do the 5, but I appreciate that. Tyler with a 10 says, for the people, because of a report, whether true or fake, would you rather Sweaty J or Milt or Myles Garrett? I'll die on this hill for Garrett. What report was this? Did I miss something here? Are we talking about like back before the trade deadline? I may have missed this if this was more of a recent thing, but Dynel, I will not be mad if Nolan stays start. Nolan better stay start. I'll be mad if he does not. I mean, honestly, I don't know that that's a legit even possibility. I can understand you dying on that hill. If you had the option between Sweaty J and Milt or Myles Garrett, I'm going to take Myles Garrett. No offense to it's funny that it's literally right after the super chat from LA Kid talking about Sweat and Milton, but like between those, there's only so many guys you can get on the field for one, and the game record that Myles Garrett. I mean, think about if Myles Garrett was on the same D line as a Jalen Carter, like JC already gets the double teams as it is, but how in the world do you game plan to stop this Eagles team if they had JC and Myles Garrett? Now again, I think it's impossible probably, but yeah, I'm taking Myles Garrett. I still don't remember if that was a recent report or what that came from. Ronnie, are we going to see any of Dotson? Maybe not, no targets or very limited targets. Kind of been a decoy. It'd be nice if this was kind of a revenge game for him. Going back to Washington, the line on underdog, if you believe in him, the line on underdog is very, very low. I think it's like 1.5 receptions. Like, I think it's 10.5 total yards, something like that. It's worth a look, but it's also incredibly risky because we've not seen much of anything. All right. I'm going to draw. I'm going to spin. I think we reached the point for everyone on the stream. Good luck all. And you will have a chance to claim. It'll be fairly quick, but, you'll have your opportunity. Make sure we can see this here. And here we go. Oh, here we go. See who it is. It is. Of course, it's always the ones that I got to filter out or bleep a little bit because I can't say that. We're a kid-friendly show. Slide that S. Let's go, Birds. We appreciate the support, but I mean, technically, it's not the word. I get that because it's the exclamation point. But lovely. Congratulations, you have won. Assuming that you're here, you got to be here. So we'll wait for a second. Randy, almost. I'm not seeing any comments yet, though. So slide that ish if you're here. Comment back. Let me know that you're in the chat. I mean, I guess the good news to it is that we can assume this is not a bot. But not seeing the comment yet. Need confirmation that you're here to get the signed Saquon or the Jalen helmet, whichever one you'd prefer. Not seeing the comment yet. I'll give it another minute or two. Silex says he's sleeping. Respin. Dash the 6. He doesn't respond unless I use his name. All right, we're waiting. I've still not seen him yet. Albert, I see that comment. So slide that over to me. Okay, I'm about to respin. It's a little bit on a delay, though, so I know I need to wait. Usually there's a 10 or 15 second delay, I think. Just make sure. Double check that he is not here. Because I won't hear the end of it. Frank, respin that ish. I mean, I literally said you got to be here and get the other one. So I got the other one that we'll give that you don't have to be present for. But all right, I don't see it. I was waiting as long as we possibly could. Virtual, all I'm saying is I'm here. Okay. At this point, we got the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2. Oh, Jesse said that he didn't want it. So, okay. Well, that makes me feel better. If he told you, then we can believe that. Sean happily accepts. Okay, I don't see it. Here we go. We're going to respin. Who will it be? It is Michael Heft. Okay. This is an appropriate name. I can say it. Michael Heft. It says Washington 10, Eagles 34. Let's go. Congratulations, Michael Heft. Are you here? That's the other next question we have to ask. Is Michael Heft here? Are you in the building? Michael, please comment. Chaotic Green, yes, the signed helmets. It's one of the signed helmets. I'm not seeing a Michael yet. Did he leave as well? Oh, Michael. There we go. All right. He's here. Whew, I was going to say, I thought I saw it, but let's go. Congrats, Michael. You won. Okay, so you have the choice between the Jalen Hurts, which is the Kelly Green. It's the one right back there. Kelly Green signed helmet, or Saquon Barkley Midnight Green. You don't have to share on the chat. You can, but whichever one you would prefer. So just email me at the Philly Special Show at... Some people are still saying he left when he's literally got a comment there. I love it. I love you guys. Y'all are the best. Really looking out for everyone as well. He's commenting. And people are like, respin, he's not here. The Philly Special Show at gmail.com. I can't multitask. So there you go. The Philly Special Show at gmail.com. Email me. Okay, Barkley, I don't blame you. That's totally understandable. So email me at thephillyspecialshow@gmail.com so I can get your info. I need you to take a screenshot of your profile if you can while you're watching the stream too, but I just need the main profile page that will show me, your manage account and everything else so they know it's you. So we don't have posers or anything else. And then I need your info so that I can ship it out to you. So just email me there. We will give away the Jalen one because he wants the Saquon one. We'll give away the Jalen one next time. Maybe even next Friday. We'll do the tickets for sure for the member giveaway, but definitely then. Frank, I'm sorry, bro. That at some point the odds say that you could, but there's so many people now too. Like Pat, there's let's see, is there another giveaway? There's not another giveaway tonight, but there's going to be one that'll come out in the video tomorrow. So, and then during the game stream. So obviously, feel free to come hang out. Michael literally commented. Some people are still going. He left. Oh my gosh. Frank, I promise you that your name is on the spinner. Benji. Get out of here. Let's see. Fake James, how do we get in on the giveaway? Well, there's a couple different ones. So you can sub to the channel, obviously, and stay tuned. There's another one that's coming out, like I mentioned on the video, tomorrow. So all you got to do on that one is, follow the rules. But shout out to Underdog because shouldn't say all. A lot of the giveaways help with their partnership. So use code Philly Special if you want. Get up to $1,000 in bonus cash. Use the link in the description. But it is very much made possible by the official sponsor of the channel, and we appreciate them. Oh, wait, tonight is the car giveaway? I don't believe so. John says, Anthony, please do not be picking the Commanders to score first. I agree. Yep. Cosmo, this one was for the 90K, but I'm going to do another one as well, so don't worry. James, I went live about an hour ago. Says you didn't get notified. Are the notifications turned on? I don't know. Sometimes it's weird. Like it almost like resets for me every once in a while. I don't know why. Maxwell, when is the house giveaway? I don't know. Eli says 2 million subs and I'll give away a plane. So yeah, maybe 3 million. We'll give away a house. Sure. Okay, Anthony's got a good first touchdown choice up his sleeve. So stay tuned for that. Stay tuned for the first touchdown. Cranky, unfortunately, did not. Picture of a car giveaway, yes. All right. I'm going to wrap it up here, though. As always, awesome stream. Really appreciate it. You guys are the best. Like I say, thank you. We got to 90,000 subscribers is insane. There is something much, much bigger once we get to 100,000 subs. I still will not say what it is yet, but it is already planned. It is already accounted for. And it's just going to be that much more ridiculous. So stay tuned. Another reason to subscribe. Turn the notifications on. Shout out to Maxwell. Says good night, y'all. But Maxwell, go to the stream. Gave out, what was it? Was it 60 memberships? I lost track. Something like that. Crazy. But I will see you guys on the live stream. The game stream, we'll be doing that as well. And then the Friday night hangout. So make sure to check out the videos. And as always, y'all know what it is. Go Birds.